Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be jumping back into the P. Louise Secret Center palette. I've been dying to use this palette again for another look, and I saw a look that Hannah Elizabeth Makeup did on Instagram. She's one of the senior makeup artists at the P. Louise Makeup Academy. She really inspired like the color scheme of this look. Shout out to her because her work is amazing. She's always bringing the heat when it comes to these makeup looks, so make sure you guys check her out. But anyways, moving on to the look, I'm going to start off using the P. Louise base in the shade Rumour number 4. Then I'm going to go ahead and jump into shadows. I'm going in with the Secret Center palette, and the first nude color I'm using is the shade Velvet Kiss, which is this gorgeous red shadow, and I'm going to place that onto the crease and buff it in using a Morphe M506. So I'm making sure to really pack it onto the crease and wing out the edge because we're going to be doing a winged cut crease today. The next color I'm going to be using is Climax. This is a really bright yellow. I'm going to use that to blend out the edges of Velvet Kiss with another Morphe M506 brush, and it's going to kind of transform the color into more of an orangey shade, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to be using really small circular motion just to make sure that the edges are really diffused. Then to deepen up the crease, I'm going to use the shade Love Shy, which is a deeper maroon type of color. I'm using a Morphe M507 for this shade because it's slightly more tapered and a little bit smaller. So it's going to give me a lot more control over the placement of this color. So I'm applying it directly onto the crease and dragging it out to continue that winged shape. And then I'm going to go back in with the same brush that I used to apply Velvet Kiss and give it a little bit of an extra blend. I'm then going to go into the Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction palette, and with the shade Extreme Aubergine, I'm going to go back in with that Morphe M507 and apply that onto the crease as well. This step is definitely not necessary. I'm just a little bit extra and I like my cut crease to have that like really high contrast. So if you feel like your crease is smoky enough with just those 3 shades, then feel free to skip this part. So now I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the crease using that P. Louise base again. I started off using the same brush that I used to apply my P. Louise base when I first started, and I have no idea why. I definitely went ahead and switched back to my regular brush that I used to cut my crease, which is my Sigma E58. This is like my little baby. I love this brush. I use it every single time I'm doing a cut crease look. So I went ahead and used that brush to create all my cut crease and just kind of winged it out at the end, and make sure to pat in any extra product so that way the base can start setting before I apply like my lid shade and everything. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start creating that little bit of gold detailing. For this part, I used the NYX Glitter Glue, and I also used a pigment that P. Louise sent me with my purchase when I got the Secret Center palette. This is one of their pigments. I can't remember the name of this shade, but I'll make sure to leave it down below in the description box. But yeah, I just went ahead and used a small brush to apply the glitter glue and then place the pigment right on top to start creating that gold liner. Then to give that liner a little bit of extra shine, I used a thin layer of the OPV Metal and Glitter Liner in the shade Topsy. I'm then going to cut the crease for a second time using the P. Louise Basic Brights base in the shade Bangin Blue, and oh my gosh, that was such a mouthful. I'm going to go ahead and create a second cut crease and pat that into the lid as well to prep for my lid color. Then to set that, I'm going to be using the Peaches Makeup pigment in the shade Sapphire. This color is absolutely stunning. It's this gorgeous like royal blue. So I'm going to apply that using a flat shader brush, then switch to a smaller detailing brush to get really close to the edge of the cut crease. That way I don't mess anything up. Then for a little bit of extra glow on the inner part of the lid, I'm going to go in with Double Denim, also from Peaches Makeup, and apply that directly on to the inner like third of the lid. I'm not taking it too far out because I kind of wanted to create like a really nice gradient effect. And this is mostly just to kind of give like some brightness to the eyes and some extra dimension so the lid isn't all one color. Then before I apply some falsies, I'm going to prep my natural lashes using some mascara. I'm using Urban Decay's Perversion Mascara. This is a really great like volumizing one if you guys are looking for like any type of volumizing mascara. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop on some falsies. These are the Lilly lashes in the style Sydney. They're super fluffy, really full. I love these lashes so much. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those on using a pair of tweezers and then use my lash curlers to press my natural lashes and the falsies together so there's no gap in between. I'm then going to fill in my brows using my usual Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Ebony. I've been loving a more sculpted brow as of lately, so I like to do a line on the bottom, a line on the top, and use little feathering strokes in between to create brow hairs and fill in any sparser areas. Moving on to skin, I'm going to start by priming my skin using the Jouer Anti-Aging Moisturizing Primer. And then for foundation, I'm using Fenty Beauty's Pro Filt'r Foundation in the shade 370. I'm going to buff that into my skin using a Juno & Co. Microfiber Velvet Sponge. Next, I'm going to apply some concealer. I'm using Fenty Beauty's new concealer, and this one is in the shade 350. And I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not really sure how I feel about this concealer, especially with the setting powder. Every time I use the concealer and the setting powder together, I find that the setting powder kind of grabs onto areas that are a little bit more damp, and it just doesn't, like, the setting powder just doesn't seem to blend like that great. So I don't know if it's just me, but I've been using the same technique that I usually do. I use a brush to apply the setting powder, and I don't know. I don't know if it's because the concealer is a little bit more dewy. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but it just seems like I can't get the powder to like blend evenly over the concealer. So I'm gonna try to use like this combination a few more times and see how I like it. But so far, oh gosh, I'm not a fan. I'm not, I feel so bad saying this, but I'm not a fan. Yeah, but that's just my take on it. I'm gonna try and use like the powder with other products and maybe the concealer with other setting powders. Maybe try like a different technique to apply it. But so far, I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I feel so bad saying that because I love Fenty so much, but yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and apply some bronzer next after concealer and powder to bring back some color into my skin so I don't look so flat and everything. I'm gonna apply that onto my forehead, cheekbones, all the usual areas. Yeah, just to bring back some extra color. Then I'm gonna move back to the eyes, and I'm basically gonna use all the same colors that I used on the crease on the lower lash line. So I'm gonna start off using Love Shy first and kind of buff that really close to the lashes, then blend that out using Velvet Kiss, which is that red, then blend a Velvet Kiss using Climax, which is the brighter yellow. I thought a pop of color on the waterline would be super cute with this look, so I used Urban Decay's 24/7 liner in the shade Chaos. Before I apply my lower lash mascara, you guys know I love to use some lash primer. So I'm going to apply that onto the lower lashes first, and while it's drying, I'm going to go ahead and apply some inner corner highlight. And for that, I'm going to use a Peaches Pigment in the shade Pool Party. So I just finished applying my lower lash mascara. I'm then gonna go ahead and set all of my makeup using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I'm then gonna fan it down using my little fan. And once that's all dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start applying my highlight. I'm using the Bperfect Cosmetics Subzero palette in collaboration with Mmmmitchell on Instagram. I'm using a mixture of OTT and Made It. I'm gonna apply that onto the cheekbones, a little on the forehead, bridge of the nose, tip of the nose, Cupid's bow, a little on the chin, so we get that all over glow. So if you haven't noticed already, I'm extra. So I'm going to be using a second highlight. This one is from CoverFX. This is their glitter drops in the shade Nova, but I'm only going to use a small amount of this, and I'm going to place it onto the highest point of the cheekbones and just a small amount on the bridge of the nose. And to start lining my lips, I'm going to be using a MAC's lip liner in the shade Cork. I used to use this lip liner all the time, and I have no idea why I stopped using it. It's such a perfect lip liner when doing like neutral lip looks. So I'm going to start off lining my lips with that. I'm making sure to also fill in the outer edges of my lips to make it easier to blend in my liquid lipstick as well. Then I'm going to use MAC's Chestnut lip liner. I'm only going to use a small amount of this on the center of the lips and line right on top of Cork to create a little bit of a shadow and give the lips a more contoured look. Then to fill them in, I'm going to use 2 liquid lipsticks from Anastasia. I'm using a mixture of a Starfish and a Naked, and I'm patting that and making sure to blend it into the lip liner using my finger. Of course, I gotta put on some lip gloss, so I'm using Anastasia's lip gloss in the shade Citrine. This is actually one of the 4 shades that came in the lip gloss kit that they launched during the holidays. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to thumbs up this video. And make sure to subscribe to my channel for more makeup tutorials, and hit that notification bell if you want to get notified when I do upload. But thank you again for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.